Welcome to the deep dive. We sift through all the noise to bring you what really matters.
That's the goal.
And today, we're heading somewhere quite special. Lucknow. You might know it as the City of Nawabs. Get ready, because after this, you'll have a really solid understanding of this place. It's where history, culture, amazing food, it all just blends together so vibrantly.
It really does. And what's so captivating about Lucknow, I find, is it's not just coordinates on a map. It has this andaz.
Andaz.
Yeah, think of it like a unique style, a certain flair. It touches everything, the buildings, the food, even how people carry themselves.
Okay.
So our mission today is to kind of unpack that. We'll look at the history, the incredible architecture, the food everyone talks about, the markets.
The whole picture.
Exactly. And even how it's thriving today. We want to pull out those key things that really define Lucknow's charm, its significance.
And it's such a rich history to draw from. You hear Lucknow, you immediately think, well, grand palaces, maybe.
Yeah.
Like very refined etiquette people talk about.
Yes, precisely.
And, the smells of Awadhi cooking. We found out its name might even go way back to Lakshmanavadi, linked to Lakshman from the Ramayana.
That's one theory, yeah.
But it seems like it really hit its stride during the Nawabi era, especially when Nawab Asafudullah shifted the capital there. It just blossomed.
That's the pivotal moment. That's where this Lucknow andaz really started making its mark, globally. It wasn't just about grand buildings. It was this whole sophisticated culture influencing Kathak dance, poetry, classical music. It all flourished there. And the language.
Ah, yes. The politeness.
Famous for it. People described it as speech dipped in honey, which really says something about the value placed on grace, on refinement. It was actively nurtured.
And that grace, you can see it in the buildings, too. Lucknow gets called the city of Imambaras. What exactly is an Imambara? And is there one that really stands out?
Good question. So imambaras are essentially these grand halls. Shia Muslims built them for religious gatherings, ceremonies, memorials, and the most famous one, hands down, it's the Bara Imambara, built late 18th century by Nawab Asafudullah again.
Right.
And the truly amazing thing about it, talk about andaz and architecture, is the main central hall. It's huge, spans about 50 meters, with absolutely no pillars supporting the roof.
Hold on, no pillars at all. In the 1700s, how on earth did they manage that? That sounds incredibly advanced.
It was incredibly advanced. The secret lies in this complex design called the Bulbulaya. It's basically a network of interconnected passages and hollow walls built into the structure.
A maze.
Literally a maze, yes. You can easily get lost. But structurally, these passages, combined with special lightweight materials and interlocking bricks, they cleverly distribute the weight.
So the walls themselves hold it up.
Exactly. The massive roof essentially supports itself. It's just brilliant engineering for that time, long before steel beams and modern concrete.
Incredible.
And not far from there, you've got the Chota Imambara. Smaller, but known for sheer elegance. Stunning silver chandeliers, they say, at night. All lit up, it looks like a Nawabi palace of lights. Very serene.
Wow. So you have architectural genius and then pure beauty. What about the Rumi Darwaza? I hear that's a big symbol for the city.
It really is iconic. Built around 1784, the name means Turkish gate. Apparently, it was inspired by a gate in Istanbul.
Okay.
It's like the grand entrance to Old Lucknow. And the sources suggest that standing there around dusk, just taking in the view, it's supposed to be quite magical.
I can imagine.
And then for a different slice of history, there's the British Residency. It's mainly ruins now, but it's a really powerful reminder of the 1857 uprising.
Ah, right. A very different feel from the Nawabi structures.
Completely. It tells those compelling, sometimes stark stories from that era. So yeah, whether you love history or just beautiful architecture, these places really anchor Lucknow's identity.
Definitely. Okay, but we absolutely cannot talk about Lucknow without getting into the food. Seriously, where do we start?
Haha. It's a challenge. The food scene there is just... Well, every dish seems to have a story reflecting that same refinement that andaz.
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah.
Let's talk kebabs. The tunde kebab.
Our stories.
Oh, you should. The tunde kebab, specifically the galudi kebab style, is legendary because it's unbelievably soft. Like it just melts.
Why so soft?
Well, the story goes it was first made for a Nawab who had lost his teeth, but he still loved his meat. So the challenge to his chefs was make a kebab so tender you don't need to chew, which tells you a lot about the Nawab's expectations, right? But also the incredible skill that came from it.
That's amazing. Where do you find them?
The original famous place is Tunde Kebabi in the Chalk area. Then you have Lucknowi biryani, world famous for being really fragrant, subtle flavors, quite distinct from, say, Hyderabadi biryani.
Right, different style.
Very different. Idris biryani, also in Chowk, is a huge favorite, though, always good to check if places are open. Sometimes there are renovations. Just a heads up. Good tip. What about vegetarians? Is there anything just as, exciting?
Oh, absolutely. That culinary excellence, it definitely extends to vegetarian food. You have places like Shukla Chat House or Jain Chat Bhandar in Hazratganj. Their chat is just incredible, a real explosion of flavors.
Yeah, okay. Chet is always a winner.
Definitely. And for dessert, you have to try Prakash ki kulfi. It's in Aminabad, also Chalk, I think. People rave about it like a bite of heaven.
Kulfi, nice.
And one more really local seasonal thing. During the monsoon, look out for chenki dal ke parathe. They call it birhai. It's a proper local comfort food. These food stalls, especially Chalk, Aminabad, the flavors are unforgettable. Lucknow's a treat for everyone.
It really sounds like it. And beyond the food stalls, the markets themselves sound pretty special, too. What's shopping like there?
Well, Aminabad is the classic. It's the oldest market, super vibrant. You really get that traditional bazaar feel.
What can you find?
Oh, everything. Clothes, jewelry, books, shoes. Often really good prices, too. But you need to be prepared to, you know, haggle a bit.
Standard market rules.
Pretty much. Then there's Hazratganj. People often call it just Ganj.
Right, I've heard of Ganj. It's different, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a fascinating mix. It kind of shows Lucknow's evolution. You've got this lovely colonial era architecture, but alongside modern cafes, bookstores, big brand stores, it feels quite sophisticated.
A blend.
A real blend. And while you're ganjing, as they say, stopping for Sharmaji Ka Chai, is sort of a ritual. A classic Lucknow experience.
Place.
But if you want the really traditional crafts, like that beautiful chikan embroidery Lucknow is famous for, or other handicrafts, Chalk is probably your best bet for that authentic old Lucknow feel. Clearly, lots for shoppers.
It seems like it beautifully balances its heritage with modern tastes.
Exactly.
And that actually brings me to something else.
Right.
I'm getting the sense that Lucknow isn't just stuck in its past, however glorious. It sounds like a modern living city, too. How does that side show itself?
That's a really important point. And yes, it manages that balance quite well, I think. Take the Gomti Riverfront Park. It's a great example of modern urban development.
Okay, what's it like?
It's become a really popular spot, especially evenings. Families go, there are fountains, paths for cycling, just a nice modern recreational space. It shows they're thinking about quality of life today.
So not just preserving history, but building new spaces, too.
Precisely. And beyond parks, you've got other things reflecting this. There's the Lucknow Zoo. Its official name is Nawab Wazid Ali Shah Prani Udyan.
Right.
Great for families, kids. They have some star attractions like Royal Bengal tigers, Himalayan black bears.
Always popular.
Always. And if you're into science, there's the Regional Science City. They have these immersive CIMAX movies, 3D shows, really engaging educational stuff.
Cook a lot of range.
Definitely. It shows that modern Lucknow caters to all sorts of interests, blending its deep heritage with, contemporary facilities and aspirations.
Well, that feels like a good place to wrap up our deep dive into Lucknow. What an amazing exploration.
It really is a captivating city.
A place where history, culture, those incredible flavors, they genuinely seem to create something magical together. We learned about the Bara Imam Bara's incredible pillarless hall, that 18th century engineering.
Mind-boggling, isn't it?
Totally. And the story behind the tende kebab, made for a toothless nalba. Plus, exploring Hazratganj, seeing how it mixes that old colonial charm with modern life. You can almost picture being there, maybe seeing the Rumi Darwaza at sunset.
Or grabbing that Prakash ki kulfi.
Exactly.
If we step back and look at the bigger picture here, what's really striking is how a city like Lucknow manages to, on one hand, deeply honor its past, the Nawabi manners, the architecture, while also fully embracing modern life. Think of the Riverfront Park, the Science City.
Yeah, that's a tricky balance.
It really is, and it raises a big question, relevant for lots of places. How do cities keep their unique heritage alive while still meeting the needs, the innovations of today? Thinking about how Lucknow navigates this, it might offer some perspective on other cultural centers,
That's a really interesting thought to leave people with.
Maybe it inspires you to perhaps plan your own trip there someday. Or just, keep thinking about those fascinating connections between history, culture, and the way we live our daily lives.